Hi, I'm Rob Goddard. I've helped 360 clients sell their businesses, and I've sold my own. And I've designed a series for you to watch that covers the 6 top questions I'm always asked by people considering selling their business. And it's designed to help you one day sell your business for a premium price.
Most people know Rob Goddard is the guy that helps you sell your business, but what you might not know is he sold his own business. So Rob, what happens after you sell? Are you still looking to buy businesses and be involved?
Absolutely. I've gone on the other side of the negotiating table. Pipe and slippers weren't for me. So for the last 6 months, I've been looking at distressed businesses that are in trouble for one reason or another, and looking to put in my delivery team and then get that business back to the fortunes that it once had.
So what is it you actually look for when trying to purchase a business? Because if I'm selling my business, this might be something that I would want to know in case people identify that in my own business. Yeah,
usually there's big gaps in the financial records. They're not anticipating what the reader in a sales document wants to hear. They're picking and choosing little bits that make them look good. Well, if they were that good, they wouldn't be loss-making and insolvent. So what I'm looking for, yes, put a positive spin, but what I'm looking for is key information, financial information. I want to know the company organisational structure. That's the second thing, is the company organisational structure. How does it work? Where is the owner in it? One question I do ask sellers of businesses under pressure is, in trouble, if you had your time again, what would you do differently? Yeah. So really interesting. Half of them can't come up with an answer, which perhaps says to me why it's been a problem. I had one last week, a gym business, never made a profit in 7 years, a 9-figure minus figure on the balance sheet, so technically insolvent, it's been propped up. And I asked that question, and the owner couldn't tell me. And they'd been in administration 3 years before. Yeah. So this is second time round. So some business owners don't learn the mistakes of the past. So that's why it's good to have someone with you, or a group of people with you, an advisory board, to challenge you on direction and decisions you make. And in that gym, it was really interesting. The personal trainers earn 4 times as much money as the business does. So for every £1 the business brings in, £4 goes out to the personal trainers, who are self-employed. Yeah. So what you've got is a business that can't pay its bills, but is developing the personal trainers' businesses.
So that, to me, would be a distressed business. So yes. For people that are listening to this and they don't know what distressed business means, but it's a term that gets bandied around quite a lot. What is a distressed business?
One where it's struggling to survive, and there are it's a spectrum. You can have ones that are struggling, but just about keeping their head above water. And then you've got others that are well underwater, and they're one step away from the company being closed, made insolvent.
So that'll be when you hear in the newspapers of people buying businesses for £1 or taking on businesses with lots of debts. I remember, is it called The Range? I think that was bought for £1 or something like that, but then they took on a lot of the debt. So
so you're not really buying it for £1.
No, yeah, but it's a nice headline, isn't it, to have for a lot of people?
It is, so. Yeah, it's a good catch.
So what about identifying businesses that potentially are complementary to stuff that you do already?
Yeah, so I'm looking to build a group. I've got an idea from you, actually. Put £500,000 down. I want to see how many businesses I can buy and build it into a group. And that's my challenge, the £500,000 challenge. Can I buy a number of businesses, put together so they help one another, they can trade with one another, and it's always easier to sell a business that's a group for a higher multiple, a higher price, and it's far more saleable as an entity. The real difficulty is getting to business owners early enough. So there's a wobble, but most business owners will ignore it. Yeah. And they won't make changes. And they certainly won't entertain a discussion with someone like me coming in to try and be an investor and try and augment what they're doing and take it forward. Because I've had 4 successful startups, so it's not my first rodeo. But there's a barrier. They don't want to bring people in. And they leave it too late. And now the business is
sort of past the point of tipping point.
Yeah, so now we're looking at a rescue mission rather than perhaps taking corrective action early on, and that is a real difficulty.
So where would you identify these businesses? So where is there a place that you'd go to find distressed businesses or people that are looking to sell, or is it speculative? How do you do that?
I mean, if you go to insolvency practitioners, it's quite late in the day. Yeah. And so it's really networking, I found, knowing people that know people. You can look on Companies House as well. You can see when people file their accounts. There are minus figures on the balance sheet, because that is one thing. Even with the bridged accounts at Companies House, you can see if it's insolvent or not.
Yeah.
But the best way is to get in front of people through personal recommendation. Someone knows a business that needs help. And also the owner of that business, struggling business, acknowledges that they need some help. So mentoring should be the way forward, getting alongside, come in as a non-exec director or a board advisor. So you can divert the business away from a potential insolvency 6 months down the line.
I suppose personal brand as well would be a big thing. If you're known as the sort of person that does buy businesses, sell businesses, you're a kind of go-to guy for people that just want that advice. Yeah,
I get 4 or 5 inquiries a day, usually through LinkedIn, because I put a lot of content out there. And so you get all sorts of inquiries coming back. Yeah. So I come across businesses that are struggling. But they do want their 1 million, 3 million, 5 million or 10 million for the business, despite the numbers.
So thanks to Rob for sharing with us some of the things that he looks for when he's identifying potential businesses to acquire.